You know, like my favorite meme? I know you've seen this.
Which one?
It's a lion. Like it's a picture of a lion.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing's got this exhausted, like, you know, just mad look in its eye, right? And it's drenched in blood.
Oh, I've seen
You know what I'm
that.
talking about?
Yeah.
And at the top it says, everybody wants to be a lion until it's time to do lion shit.
Exactly. It's true.
You're doing lion shit.
This is lion shit.
This is lion shit.
Yeah, we moved from the old shop, which you've seen before, to this one. We have an entire another side to this building as well. So we've got, the problem with the shop down there was we couldn't expand. We couldn't do as much work as we're capable of doing.
Right, you outgrew it.
Because we didn't have the space.
Because I want to talk about, see, okay, a lot of guys watch this channel, watch a lot of these channels, because they aspire to do basically what we do.
Right.
Build cars or do YouTube or race cars or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Where you step out of the box and it becomes like your life.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just working your job. We are what people aspire to be, believe it or not.
Yeah, I know.
We don't think of it that way, but and like a guy like you, who's really in the middle of it, is the best person to, like, the people looking for advice or mentorship or anything
Sure.
like that. Like, you're the guy, you're living it right now. But you talk about like for instance, you outgrew that shop, moved into a bigger space. You got a lot of work cut out. You know, you got your work cut off you.
Yeah.
I was just over at my friend. He's jammed to the walls. He bought a whole building a year ago,
Yep.
20 miles away. But he can't move there because he's so overloaded with work.
Right.
He's stuck jammed into this little shop turning stuff out.
We're kind of in that same position, different but the same. I mean, you couldn't, you really just couldn't move. You couldn't just up and go, you know.
Right.
And so it was a slow transition. We've been up here about a month. I'm still, you know, doing airlines and electrical and cleaning up and trying to arrange stuff. But the problem is can't arrange it because I have to do other stuff in that spot.
This place looks like Yucca Flats after the blast.
Show them the other side.
Yeah, give it a look around here. And you've still got to do the walls, you've still got to organize, you've still got to, you know, it's a nonstop thing, but this is what it is if you want to live the dream.
Right.
You know, because for every gas monkey, right, for every Ken Diggett, okay, there's 100 guys like you out there, right? And you are really the backbone of hot rod building and race car, hot rod, whatever you have, you know, restoration. It's all in the same bag.
It doesn't happen like it does on TV. Everybody knows that.
Right.
I mean, it's not, you know, a half-hour show where 10 minutes is spent drawing the car and then guys sitting around throwing the hood over there and stuff, and then come back from a commercial and the car won good guys.
What a lot of people don't realize, viewers, right? The reality of it is, you get one of those hour-long shows, right? And the progress of that car might have been shot over the course of 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So they'll show the car coming in on the flatbed, and everybody's, oh, we'll build this out of it, right? And then they start taking it apart. The next installment of that could have been shot 6 or 8 months later.
Right.
You know, but it appears that it's all happening in one day. And at the end of the hour, they're rolling this thing out and they're winning shows and they're selling it for $700,000. That's 3 years down the road.
Right.
That's thousands of man hours. That's more money invested in it than they'll probably get out of it, because those high-end cars are usually loss leaders.
Yes.
You know, the car that, let's say, Gas Monkey sells for $300,000, by the time you're done nickel and diming it, right? And you consider all of the man hours that are in it, there's $500,000 in that car.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it's a loss leader because it gets them the ink, it gets them the publicity, and it keeps, you know,
Keeps them rolling.
keeps the interest
You
up.
know, the time thing that you're talking about, it does take a lot of time to do it. However, we can go fast. One of the main reasons why I wanted to come up here is so we can go faster on a car. Bob and I did the majority of this car.
I love this Corvair.
In
Get out of the way. Let's look.
We did the majority of that car in about 60 days. So it's possible to do a quick build.
Right.
You know, and we, you know, a lot of attention to detail. It's all done inside, everything.
And you don't have a full staff or anything. This is you.
Me and Bobby.
Good. It's you guys.
Yeah.
Not the other 20 people they never show on TV.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Give the story how you got into, how did you get to where you are today? And like, somebody wanting to follow in these footsteps, be in this industry and get to our age and be able to like call your own shots.
And walk. Be able to walk and pick stuff up off the floor. My deal with cars started when I was a kid. My dad was a drag racer and a cop, so he was always somebody to look up to. And when I hit 16 years old and started getting moving violations and things like that with every car I had, and it just, there's another meme, the chances of me leaving something stock and the chances of me leaving something stock but in red. I've always liked the shiny part, the mechanical part, good at that, I do it, but it's the painting, I like the painting. But I started 16 years old, working in a driveway. Just, I wanted to do it. And that's the thing. I mean, if somebody wants to follow in our footsteps and do this kind of thing, you got to want to do it, because it's not all rainbows and unicorns all the time.
Driven.
Yeah, you got to be driven. I'll be 57 years old here shortly, and I'm, 7 days a week a lot of times. I'm constantly down here.
When did you make the plunge from being like a regular person to like, this is what I'm going to do?
Well, I had a shop in Connecticut for quite a few years, so this is the second incarnation of that.
Okay.
I worked for a couple places, good jobs, good pay, you pay your bills, got money in the pocket and whatever, and it just the fact that I didn't have the freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Right. Not that I'm a slacker or anything like that.
No, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
you want a cup of coffee, you don't want to have to ask somebody's permission to get a cup of coffee. I want my coffee.
I'm going to go get it right now. If I want to sit down, I'm going to go sit down. You're not going to dock me for sitting down. It has ups and downs financially, but you got to, I guess, it'd be like the stock market. If you're going to invest in the stock market, don't watch it every day, right? Because it's going to go down and go up and go down, and that's the way this is. Some days are good, some days are bad. We're in a spot now, we've paid a lot of the dues that a lot of the days are good days now.
So the dues paying process, that's a big important part of it.
Yeah.
That everybody leaves out of the equation.
Yeah.
The paying of dues.
Yes.
Does
Yep.
it ever actually stop?
No, it never
It's
stops.
always just one level after another.
Your expenses are going to grow with your income. Mm-hmm. So whatever you choose to do is going to end up costing more money. This is, I want a certain look down here for when I do these cars for people, or whether I do them for myself or what have you. It can't look like that.
Right.
Nobody's going to come in here and give you more than $20 to work on their car. But now something like this.
So in addition to doing the work on the cars,
yes,
you're doing the walls, you're doing the lighting, you're putting a paint booth in here.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge expense, but this is what I want to do. So therefore, you just pay the expense.
But it's not just an expense in cash; it's an expense in time.
Yes.
And in your head.
Well, I was 19 yesterday, so
Same way.
And I mean, here we are. I mean, I don't have a Learjet. I don't have a boat. Well, I do have a boat,
But okay, on average now, right? How much time per week, or time per day? Go with time per day. Out of your 24-hour day, how much of that 24-hour day is like devoted to your
half a day?
Half a day at least.
Yeah, that's why I always say I just work a half a day, 12 hours.
Okay,
That's
but now, how much of it do you take home with you?
I wake up doing math.
For the shop?
For the shop.
And you go to sleep?
Doing math.
For the shop. Okay. So it's not half a day.
No, it's all of it. It's all of it. And the only time I'm not thinking about it is when I'm asleep. And a lot of times I have dreams about, something broke or whatever. It is a lifestyle. This is, if you're going to do this, you gotta want to do it. That's all there is to it.
You have to expect that things are going to break.
Yeah.
That things are going to get lost.
Yeah.
That paint is not going to mix right. It's not going to set right. That hardener is just not going to be just.
Somebody's got to clean the toilet.
Somebody has to clean the toilet.
Somebody's got
to sweep the floor.
Somebody's got to
shoo the cats, the feral cats away.
Right? And guess who that somebody is?
On top of everything else.
Correct.
So basically, this isn't a job, right? This is, if you're going to take these steps into this zone, right? It's a life commitment.
It
is.
It's without a doubt.
There's nothing else.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with YouTube, because I've been where you are now,
Yep.
and now I've gone into the YouTube thing saying, well, that's probably going to be a lot easier. just making some videos.
it's not.
No, it's not.
No.
I have the same problems with cars as you do, this training's out of here, this broke it, because you keep project cars going.
Yeah.
But then on top of that is like planning the videos, getting lining things up, right? It's just like with this. If I'm awake, YouTube is eating my life the same way
Right.
the shop is eating yours.
And then in the middle of all of that, you blow an engine in your truck. Okay?
Right.
So there's $13,000 that you had earmarked for something else. You didn't know you had it earmarked for something else because we don't keep track
Right.
that specifically. But that money could have been spent down here. I'd be a month further ahead, but I needed my truck, so my truck got a motor. It's those little hidden expenses that you don't see when, moving from one building to another building. Oh, I got to get the power turned on. Oh, okay, the power's been off here for a while, so we got to have it inspected. And you got to hire an electrician, and it just never stops.
And then there's the fire department.
Oh, yeah, who will endlessly come up here and check compressors and check to see if I've got fire
Get your
extinguishers and
tag on
things
this,
around.
and is this up to date?
It is.
It's the constant shakedown is what it is.
It is, because all of this can be done a lot easier if you just go to town hall with some money. But, whatever, it is what it is.
But we've got a lot of young guys, and a lot of even not so young guys that are in their 30s and their 40s,
Yep.
that this is what they want to do.
Sure.
Right? Tell them what to do. What steps, what do you expect, where do you start?
I started by rolling a toolbox out into my driveway, and then you make a little bit of money doing it and find a building, maybe lease the building or if you can buy the building, you're in pretty good shape. But you just got to keep doing it and keep, you can't Tuesday morning go, I really don't feel like doing it today. You have to stay focused on what you do.
You got to stay on it.
You got to stay on it.
It's got to be your mission.
Yes.
You've got to see the finished product. You've
It's
got
like
to see.
it's like a gender. It's a gender. You know how there's 85 of them?
Right.
This is one of them. Self-employed.
You're right. It really applies to just about any business that you get into.
It does.
But we just happen to
It
be
does.
in cars.
Right. And there's freedom in it. I've got friends of mine that are contractors, and it's just the same thing. But to get into this, you got to find, I guess, a niche, and ours turned out to be, and it's all kind of always been that way, is muscle cars, 60s, 70s, that kind of stuff, and stick to it. Don't jump around. Don't go, oh yeah, I also put transmissions in Tauruses.
Yeah.
No.
Don't dilute your mission.
Exactly.
Right? Your mission has got to stay pure because your head's got to stay pure so you can stay focused.
Stay focused.
You know?
They can be different cars, but of the same group. If you're a Chevy guy or a Ford guy or whatever, and that's what you, Mopar guy, if that's what you want to do, stick with that. I'm a Mopar guy at heart, but I just like old cars. So no matter what it is, it's if it comes in like this one came in, nasty old Corvair.
It was nasty. When I first saw this, I guess it was 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
3 months ago.
Yeah. It didn't look anything like it does right now.
But that's what we do. And as time goes on, I'm sure, we'll do this again, but I have the backside of my shop. We still have the Turbo Dart.
Right, the Turbo Dart.
The Turbo
People
Dart
keep asking about the
is-
Turbo Dart.
It's still here. Got to send the turbo out and have it rebuilt, which is one of those things that you didn't count on when you're doing a build. I bought a disc brake conversion for this car. $600 to do a disc brake conversion. Does a Corvair need disc brakes? Probably not. But for the aesthetics, I wanted disc brakes on it. Well, it's the wrong kit. Okay, there's $600 gone.
Well, it's a kit. Now, wait, you have to understand, because this is exactly the type of thing that you run into.
Yeah.
The kit is for a Corvair, but one that's already been converted to Mustang 2.
Right.
Right.
But why would, if you already converted it, you probably put disc brakes on it anyway, so why would they?
There were no drum brake Mustang 2s.
Right,
But the idea is it fits the Mustang 2 spindles and all.
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, this is exactly it. You go to buy something you think is going to, nothing ever fits.
But
nothing ever goes
no,
smooth.
it doesn't. Aftermarket trim and
Right.
anything like that, it doesn't fit. You gotta be able to roll with it. Things are gonna go wrong. I promise you, things are going to go wrong. More than promise.
But that's part of it.
It's part of it.
And that's that challenge, though.
Yep.
when you wake up every morning and you know you're teetering on the hell of breaking loose, it keeps you on your toes.
Yep.
It keeps you feeling alive.
Yep.
Right?
It's
Keeps
true.
you young.
It's true.
You know, because I mean, we're both the
Until it
same
gives you a
age.
stroke.
Yeah,
I
but you
had
know
one
what?
of them, so. But, I mean, it's just, I could be doing this, or I could be building houses, or I could be driving a bus. You know, I like this. This is what I do. And it's just the one piece of advice that I could really give to anybody is if you're gonna do it, whether it's this or whether it's driving that bus, stick to it. Don't lose focus on your dream. And my dream is to build cars and be world renowned. That'd be awesome. Getting a little late, you know, but you never know. You know.
Gene Winfield is what?
Oh God,
He's got to be close to 100,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's still out there
Yep.
cranking stuff out, you know? You want to live the dream,
Yep.
right? The bottom line is if you want to live the dream, you got to focus. You got to put your eyes where you want to be, tune everything else out, expect stuff to go wrong, expect to be broke, expect to be ridiculed because
Oh, yeah.
everybody's like, you know, what are you doing? What are you wasting your time and effort?
Yep.
It's because it happens. Whenever you're ready to step out, you know, and try to accomplish something like this, you'd be surprised how
Haters
much
gonna hate.
Haters are going to hate the vampires, psychic vampires.
Yeah.
Man. And they come out of the woodwork. They try to
Yeah.
latch onto you. You know, there's so much to it, but you know, the bottom line is that you can't beat it.
Right.
When you can live the dream,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? It's like it's worth it all.
If I want to go home right now, I can go, but I'm not gonna.
Right.
I'm gonna stay
Exactly.
here. But the choices are endless. Again, you know, we've been over this. It's not a lot of money. You may hit a home run every once in a while, get all caught up, and then take a loss on something, or have no work, which I'm blessed. We're not that way. We have a lot of people that want us to do a lot of work. So,
Well, part of being in business isn't always just to make money that day or make
No.
money in that particular job. It's to make enough money to buy the ticket for the next day.
that's right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's
Yep.
what a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah.
You know, because they try to look at the bigger. Well, I'm going to make X amount per
Yeah.
year. I want to put this many hours in and make this much out of it. But it doesn't actually
Doesn't
work like that.
actually work that
doesn't-
way.
It works that every day you wake up and your goal is to buy the ticket to get you to the next day.
Sure.
Because the next day may be the lottery.
Yep. It may
And you
be.
just keep going, and you
Maybe.
just keep going, and you just keep going.
Yep.
And we're going to just keep going if we keep going.
We will. I know. We talk a lot.
The monkey's car, when is
Yep.
that?
You want to take a look?
Yeah, let's look at that real quick.
We've seen some of it already, but all my pieces of stainless steel, all the special one-piece parts are on their way. That's all been done, and it's been a long road to find it. The last time I talked to you, we were working on the chassis. Chassis done. That's ready to go. I had it stashed somewhere so it wouldn't get dirty. Now it's over here getting
Nice looking
dirty.
exhaust.
Well, we got cutouts in it because
see that.
this is going to be the only Monkeys replica with functioning trumpet exhaust and the fenders.
Nice,
They're all for show. This one's gonna work.
nice.
And then this is all of the fiberglass panels that go on the GTO. When Dean Jeffries built these cars, these were all built cars. Technology's come a long way. You can't get these parts anymore, but to bond them to the car, they now got all kinds of stuff. That's another thing that you're gonna learn if you're gonna do this, is you're gonna learn. There's
The technology's always changing, the
yeah,
parts
and
are always changing.
as soon as you're done with something, you'll find out that there was a much easier way to do it. You know, we've still, like I said, we've still got the Dart, that's over on the other side.
This Coronet has a story to it, and we're gonna do a whole thing
Yes.
on that.
Yep.
Just give a real quick teaser on it.
It's a 67 Cornet, 383 automatic with air car that the woman has owned for probably 40-ish years.
What was her first car?
It was her very first car.
When she was 16.
Yep,
And she still has it.
still has it.
And you're gonna do a complete restoration
Yep.
on this thing.
Yep.
So I wanna meet her, and I wanna do a video with
Yes.
her.
Yep, we can get her down here.
I think it's a
We'll
great
have to get her
story.
down here.
But we're running
Okay,
along.
yep.
All right, so we're still in business here. We're still
Yep,
rocking and rolling.
still here, it's the
We'll get-
same phone number.
Give me your phone number.
It's 615-288-4110, and we are 13 miles east of Nashville, Tennessee.
Jim Bennett's Hot Rods. And you got a webpage?
Yep, it's www.bennettshotrodsgarage.com, and there's also a Facebook page. Just look up Bennett's Hot Rods on Facebook, and we're also doing a little bit of YouTube stuff, so
Uh-oh.
you could, yeah, you're
Competition.
in trouble. Just look for us, and, you know, we're always here, always working on cars, or I'm a mile away on my way back here. So,
That's it.
yeah,
I hope you guys got something out of that.
yeah,
right?
I'm long-winded.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
I'm even worse.
Yep,
See you tomorrow.
tomorrow.